Get to Old Navy now for up to 75% off clearance. Get the styles you've been craving at amazing prices with up to 75% off all clearance right now in stores and online at OldNavy.com. But don't wait. Deals this great won't last. Hurry in. Valid 12/26 to 2/2.
Welcome to Blog Talk Radio in high fidelity.
You are tuning in to a Goldilocks Productions presentation of the Quantum Path Radio Show with Dennis Anderson. Dennis is a psychic medium, a hypnotist, and spiritual teacher. He has had a gift to perceive the subtle energies from an early age, turning off the gift at the age of 20 to live life, love, and understand human behavior. To have it reawaken again during his late 30s due to a calling that was loud and needed to be answered, Dennis was urged by Spirit to learn more, grow more, and share his gifts that others can benefit by exploring their own unique abilities. Call in now if you would like to speak to Dennis. The call-in number is 713-955-0594. Press 1 so that you can get into the host queue.
Hello, everybody, and welcome again to another edition of the Quantum Path Radio Show. And I am very happy to start this 2018 off with you today. And wow, I can't believe even just where that last year just went, and I'm sure all of you have probably been feeling the same sort of thing as myself. Like, let's put it this way, it has flown by so fast that I don't know what ended up happening or where it went. So the thing is that, let's put it this way, it's just been amazing, okay? Like, it's lots of ups and downs, let's put it that way. And I'm sure that I know that other people that are intuitive, that are psychic, that are opening up, I guess let's call it an awakening or becoming more aware. There have been a lot of different changes for a lot of you out there, and that's the thing here. There's been tons of change. So the thing is that what we're trying to get at, those, is that now we're into a new year, okay? Is there going to be more of the same? That's a good question. Let's put it this way. This is a new year and a new time for making some changes within your own life. Is there going to be more of the same? Well, let's put it this way. That's up to you. And that's where, you need to decide where you want to be and how you want to get there. That's why, let's say, for example, starting tomorrow evening, as well as for the next 4 weeks afterwards, I'm kind of doing a little online sort of course. It's free. It's an online new you and new year sort of thing here. This way we can actually look at some basic practices to get you going, and in turn, for those of you that do start to, come onto the, I guess you could say, onto that forum, I will be posting it on my website in the events section. I will have that up actually after I get off the phone with you guys tonight. But the thing is that there are certain things that we can do, to make ourselves go to where we want. Like some people, you can call it manifesting. Like if you want to call it that, that's fine. Like manifesting a new life or a different life, creating change. You can even call it a New Year's resolution, but whatever. The thing is that now is a wonderful time for you to explore what it is that you really, truly want to do within your life. Some of you are already in jobs that you enjoy, that you love to be in, and that's great, and I'm happy, but maybe you're lacking somewhere else. Okay, maybe it's a family, maybe it's love life, maybe it's finances, those types of things. So over those 4 weeks, we're actually going to, let's put it this way, get into some different practices, okay, to get ourselves into a new frame, of mind, I guess you could say. We're going to use a little bit of, let's call it neuroscience, okay? Because there's a lot of things there that, that we can do. I don't believe in, let's say, for example, like, creating a goal of, I'm going to lose 20 pounds by, let's say, February or whatever. The way I like to look at it is that, okay, I'm going to start looking at it as making small shifts, small changes, get into the habits of them. That is the important thing here. Get into some small habits, and those small habits you will be successful at. And that's the thing here. You do those little things a little bit every day, and then all of a sudden what's going to end up happening is that you actually start building up the confidence within yourself to actually achieve those small habits. And in turn, you start building up on them. And that's the key there. Okay, like that is, I guess you could say, the stuff in a nutshell. But the thing is that when I am with you for those 4 weeks, we're going to be taking some measurements. We're going to be taking a look at, okay, what is it that you wanted? What did you want to do? And what are you doing to actually set yourself in line with those goals? Because with everything, yes, we can. This is where we get into that, let's say, that book, The Secret, that came out, and along with the video that happened along with that. Let me put it to you this way, like, I watched it myself, and after I finished watching it, I was left scratching my head, because as much as they try to allude to something, but it's like the answers weren't really truly there. With the law of attraction, there are certain things that you do need to do. Yes, you do have to focus on them. Yes, you do need to put your attention and, I guess you could say, put your awareness into them, which is part of it. But what goes along with it, too, is creating some action. And that action comes in creating a habit. Okay, and that's the secret here. Creating the action to follow along with it. And it doesn't have to be massive action, but what it will need to do is you got to have some sort of action. So, just a little bit of let's put a little bit of housekeeping under the, I guess you could say, under wraps here. Feel free to, if you are interested in giving us a call, because I will be doing a few readings, I guess you could say, today, just online with you today. So feel free to give us a call at 713-955-0594. And you can reach us through there, and you'll be put into the queue, and I really do hope that you do call. As well, feel free to connect with me, whether it be on Facebook or whether it be even through my website or whatever. The website is DennisJAnderson.com, and connect with me on there. Even if you just have, let's say, especially lately, I've been finding that there's been people approaching me, calling me from all different places, actually, for that matter. I've had people from Australia. I've had people from Los Angeles. Just all over the place, it seems like lately, where they're actually asking me about some, I guess you could say, some spiritual questions, okay, like to gain a little bit of insight as well as get a little bit of perspective, because that's really what it comes down to, is perspective. Much of it, though, is your own journey, and I cannot speak for your own journey, but I can help you to, I guess you could say, to look at your path and for you to see where it will take you and where and how it can take you. Because that is really what I'm passionate about. I'm really passionate about trying to help you to actually, I guess you could say, realize that you are something much bigger than what you may have thought in the past. And you really are. You are much bigger than anything than you've ever thought. You are a part of everything. And and of every one. As a psychic and a medium, yes, I train myself. I have taught myself in many ways to perceive certain things, to feel certain things, to become sensitive to certain energies and stuff like this. And that is something that you, too, can actually do. You, too, can actually train yourself to become more than what you ever thought possible. And I see it all the time. Like whether in classes, whether it be in, let's say, for example, like some of my online type stuff that I do. These are things that, like I said, that you can do. Yesterday, even, for example, like I had a reading with this lovely lady, and she asked me, and she said, well, how do you read basically through the computer? Well, energy does not require time or space or anything like that. I don't have to be sitting across from somebody to pick up on their energy. Just because of the fact that, like when I connect to somebody, it's almost as if I'm there. And the same thing with the other person if they choose to connect with me. That's where you get, let's say, for example, certain things like remote viewing. Where does that come from? Like that's where the psychic spy work, I guess you could say, that the CIA was doing. Yes, we can do that as well, but let's put it this way. For ethics, like we always ask, if we can actually connect to that person's energy, because that's very important. Like we have a thing called free will, and you want to be able to connect, like in a healthy way. The other thing, too, that I just kind of want to get over as well is this coming weekend on the 5th, 6th, and 7th of January, I am going to be over in Kitchener doing a psychic fair. I will be doing my aura photography that day. So I will, let's put it this way, I'll be connecting to hopefully some of you. Even if you don't get the aura photo, feel free to just pop by and just say hello, sort of thing. And like I said, even if for some of you tonight, like even if you're in wherever, if you're in California or Arizona or some distant land, feel free to connect with me on Facebook and just say hi. I'm okay with that. Like there's no problem with that. Also, too, this Thursday I am going to be at Moonflowers, which is up in Stouffville, which is just north of Toronto, and I will be doing some readings there during the day. And from what I understand, I got a few already booked up for that day. So if you are interested, feel free to connect with me then. And what else do we got going on? Lots of stuff. Oh my goodness, we got so much stuff going on here. It's been crazy. Oh, and Happy New Year. Okay, because of the fact that, let's put it this way, what better way to ring in a new year than to have a supermoon or a super full moon, the first one of the year. Very exciting. And I don't know about you, but let's put it this way, I actually feel it myself out there. I poked my head out, and it's a chilly day, it's minus 9 degrees Celsius, so in Fahrenheit, if for our American friends, well, that would be, let's say, around 22 degrees Fahrenheit, give or take. So let's put it this way, it's pretty darn chilly. And but as I poked my head out to take a look, I guess you could say, like I said, it's about 30% larger, or at least appears that to be that way, and that's mainly because of the fact that it is a little bit closer to the Earth than what it would normally be, because it does have a slight elliptical sort of orbit, okay? Now, when we take that into account, yes, there's a little bit of extra gravity that is going to be taking its effect upon us. And because we are, let's put it this way, 75-80% water, well, what does the moon do to a tide? Like to the larger bodies of water? Well, they pull, and they will push and do whatever, and in turn, that will affect us as well. So, when we get those types of things, these are times now to really focus on releasing things, focus on creating these new intentions and manifesting new things. It's a perfect day to do that. And after we go through, hopefully, a couple of callers, we're actually going to maybe something that you can do even at home to put your own manifestations into effect. Okay, and this is part of the small actions that can create big results for down the road. Okay, so let's get off with our first caller. I believe it's 316, so if Roz could put that one through for me, that'd be great.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you. And your name is?
Good. My name Brianna.
Liana?
Brianna with the B.
Brianna. Okay.
Brianna, yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. So what can I do for you today, Brianna?
Yeah, so I just started talking to a guy named Michael, and I just want to know where you see it going.
Okay, let's see what we get here. Now, before I actually kind of get into the cards, I feel a little bit of, it's almost like a little bit of push-pull for some sort of reason. So I kind of almost want to say there's a little bit of a wall up somewhere. So it's almost as if they're very, like maybe, what's his name again? I'm sorry?
His name's Michael.
Michael, okay. But it almost feels as if Michael's got a little bit of a wall up. So I'm just going to double check with the cards just to see what we kind of get here. So just give those a quick shuffle. And we're going to cut those through and see what we get here. So, okay, yeah, he is kind of holding on to some, I guess you could say it's almost like he's kind of protective a little bit. So he's kind of, like I said, he's not being fully open in a lot of ways, and it's more along the lines of, it's not so much like a love thing or an emotional, it's almost like he's just kind of creating a little bit of distance because he's just kind of, let's put it this way, it's almost like he's kind of scared of getting hurt a little bit.
Yeah, he told me he's been cheated on in the past a lot, and he had his heart broken and stuff. So
that is where that's coming from. Now that makes perfect sense. So what I do want to say, though, is that I am getting that there is going to be some very good connection going on here. I am getting that he, like I said, he is going to be a little bit, I don't want to say standoffish, but he is kind of, like I said, just kind of pulling himself back a little bit.
No, he definitely is, because in the beginning, I mean, it's only been a short time now that he reached out first, and he was being pretty open and, like, texting me and talking to me a lot, and then it kind of just slowed down. Yeah. The communication's kind of
Yeah, he doesn't want to rush it, and that's the thing there, because I think he's, let's put it this way, he's probably kind of like, this person is interested, this is exciting, this is great, yes, I want to jump into it, but let's pull ourselves back because we don't want to get ourselves hurt either. So that's where he is kind of in regards to that. So as time goes on, though, I do feel that once he gets comfortable with you, he will open up. He is going to actually kind of, let's put it this way, be more open romantically and in regards to talking and stuff like that, because I am kind of getting like even like a celebration type cards and stuff like that here. The only thing is, though, is that he is, like I said, he does hold himself back, so he's not being fully open with some of the things that did happen. But you got to give him some time, though, too. I don't think he wants to talk about it. What do you mean by that? Well, it's just because of the fact that you mentioned that he was cheated on. So the thing is, though, is that he doesn't really want to talk about it yet, but he kind of needs to get it out. Okay, so give him some time, give him a little space. He will open up. He will start to talk, and I do feel that as time goes on, there's some really good possibilities here for the two of you, actually. So, okay.
I guess my fear is I don't want to settle or feel stupid because he hasn't been communicating that well. So I just didn't know if like I should just give up and like just stop it and ignore it, or if you actually see it progressing.
I do see a progression. The only thing is, though, is that it all comes down to, what do you want? You see what I mean? Like, yes, I get where you're coming from, and you do need to kind of like, I guess you could say, get a little bit of feedback from him. But you know what? It doesn't hurt for you to, come out and say, like, okay, listen, are you interested or not? Sort of
Well, he
thing.
told me he's interested. That's why I'm confused, because he said he's ready for a relationship, and he says he's really interested and stuff.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm just confused on what he's feeling. Is he still interested, or?
It feels like he is, yes.
Okay.
And that's the thing, is that he is interested, and he does want to continue it. I do see you guys continuing this. But the thing is, though, is that, like for your own sense of peace of mind, open and honest conversations is not going to hurt either. And he has to realize that, too, for himself, too, is that, you know what, I can't, like for him, he's got to say, I can't sit there and, like, hold back, I got to be the guy here and say, like, okay, this is what I want in my life.
Exactly.
And same thing for you, too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you are two individuals who are coming together, and, you got to say, like, okay, what do I want in my life?
Do you know how long it might take for him to, like, open up more or to reach out more?
I am kind of getting he is going to probably start opening up a little bit more over the next couple of weeks, but it is going to be a little bit of a slow process, so I kind of want to say, like, it'll probably take, let's put it this way, maybe a month or two for him to kind of really kind of warm up a little bit.
Okay.
I just think it's, all that stuff in the past there is, it's bubbling under him, and he's got to learn how to let it go, too, in a healthy way. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
You're very welcome. It's my pleasure. And
you have a good New Year.
Wonderful. You too. Okay.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay, so that was our first caller of the night, and let's put it this way: let's just go to the next one. What the hey? So if I can get 650, please, that would be great.
Hi, Dennis.
Hi, how are
you? Thank you for taking
you?
my call. I'm good.
My pleasure.
Happy New Year to you.
Same to you. And who may I ask am I talking to?
This is Miranda.
Miranda. Okay, Miranda.
Yes. So I have a question for you, and I'm hoping your insight, intuition will help. So I currently live in California, and I'm planning a move to the East Coast. Sometime in the near future. There's no rush, but I am looking at homes. I saw a few homes recently, and there are a couple of homes that I've seen online that also look of interest. But there's a little confusion. I'm not sure, which house I should go for. And I know it's currently a little hard to decide when I haven't actually seen it physically. I've only seen I haven't seen the whole entire bunch. I've seen a few, as I said, and there are a couple that I still want to see. So I'm just wondering if there's any guidance or insight that I could get from you or the cards regarding the purchase of the right home for me, which will have the right fit.
Okay, I'm just giving the cards a quick shuffle as we were talking, or as you were talking, I should say. So let's see what we get here. Okay, yes. Well, yeah, okay, there's definitely time for a decision there, that's for sure. So what I am kind of getting, though, is, oh boy, yeah, there's going to be a toss-up of two houses here is what I am kind of getting. Okay, so it's still very much kind of like a back and forth sort of thing as we kind of go through the timeline a little bit. I am kind of getting that there is a house that is going to be a little bit older that you may kind of want to look at because it just feels like there's certain things with the older house that, let's put it this way, could be more beneficial because for some sort of reason, like I'm kind of also getting a newer house as well. It's almost like a new build or something like that possibly. But you've got to be careful of that one because it almost feels like maybe certain things were kind of cheaped out on a little bit. Okay, so if you do get a chance to see them, make certain that you get your building inspection, okay, on them. because I am getting a strong pull for you to, like, and that's just common sense. That's kind of non-psychically, but the thing is that really, like, kind of insist on the building inspection, okay, even with the new house. Because, like I said, it just feels like something there has been kind of cheaped out on. But there's some good response here, though. Like, I am seeing you moving. I am seeing this going forward. So I don't think there's going to be any doubt about that. But like I said, just kind of, I am getting something with an older house. I don't know why, but I am getting something with a slightly older house. Like something that's maybe, I don't know, at least 15 years maybe old sort of thing. And it also will allow you as well to negotiate a little bit better as well. Like certain things will be in place, okay, but it almost feels like there's certain things that you could actually use as a negotiating tool with it being a slightly older home as well. Okay.
Yeah, it is slightly older, and there's like one actually under construction. The basic framing is done, and one is newly completed. And like I said, so currently there are like 3 homes. So the older home is about 50 years old, I'd say. And then, like I said, one that's under construction and one newly constructed. Okay. And I've only seen the older home as of yet. And I'm still going, like, even though that the new houses are nice in some ways, because, like, you can kind of have whatever you want put into them right off the bat. Right. You know what I mean? Like, and that's kind of the nice thing. Plus, too, you don't have to worry about the roof right away. You don't have to worry about your furnace, that sort of thing. But it just feels like something got like cheaped out on a little bit. Okay, so in other words, like they didn't put their full effort into it. I don't know why, but just keep that in mind. Okay, so like if you do get it, that's fine, but just make certain that you're comfortable with it. That's the important thing here. Is that for both of the new construction, the one that's currently being built and the one that recently just got built?
Yeah, for any of the newer homes.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah.
Do you see a time frame, Dennis, like when I will purchase this home?
It's coming up fairly quickly. I do feel like it's going to be probably within the next, I want to say actually, you're going to be moving probably within the next 3 to 4 months. That's what it feels like to me. Like it just feels like the opportunity is going to come up where you're actually going to be moving. Because I do, like is it like right across country? Yes.
It is. Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
One close to the other, so it's a major move, and I don't want to make a mistake.
Yeah. No, it just feels like there's going to be an opportunity is going to come up where you're actually going to end up having to go a little bit earlier. That's why I'm kind of saying, like, 3 or 4 months will feel like, okay, you're going to end up having to go. But at that point, too, it's actually going to make it a little bit easier for you. That older home, though, okay, the first thing that's also coming up for me as well, though, is that may not be the one. It feels like there's going to be another one that's actually going to come up for sale that's actually going to be a little bit more in your liking, actually. It's not going to be as old. That's the thing here. Because it actually feels like a little newer, but, like it'll be, like, established, everything's kind of settled and whatever, but it feels slightly newer, okay? So it won't be 50 years old. It feels like around 15. But that feels like that's coming up fairly, like something will come up onto the market for that.
I see. So I haven't seen it yet. That's
I don't think so, no.
That's useful.
Yeah, I don't think so, not yet.
Got to be patient, and hopefully I'll know.
A little bit of patience doesn't hurt.
I know. I just feel like I'm always tested with patience.
I know what you mean. Heaven knows it happened to me too for many, many years, sort of thing. So just be patient. It'll be fine.
Thank you so much, Dennis. I appreciate it, and so I wish you the best for the new year. I'm actually excited about 2018 and just looking forward to it.
I'm excited for you. I think there's going to be some wonderful stuff coming for you. That's for sure.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Dennis.
You're very welcome. My pleasure. Have a great new year. Bye-bye.
You too.
Okay, so that was our second caller of the day, and my thanks to them. So, like I was saying with the full moon, this is a super moon that's coming up right now, so there's lots of energy and lots of shifts that can actually be done with this. So, some of the things that you can do, can be, and it's very basic, okay, and this is the thing here that you can do when you're at home, even like after you're done listening, or even if you're just interested, like if something just comes to your mind, get a piece of paper, get a pen, okay, write down, let's say, 10 things that you want to achieve, or 10 things that you want to change, or 10 things that you want to manifest, or a combination thereof, okay? Write them down. Keep it big, okay? Keep the goals big. That's not going to hurt, okay? Because to get to those big goals, you still have to attain the small ones. So don't worry about the big, like saying like, let's say $10 million or whatever. Don't worry about that. You can write it down. And there's no harm in that. Like, write down the $10 million. But note, for you to get to that $10 million, you're going to achieve smaller goals. And it could be something as small as starting off with, let's say, $500 or $1,000. But it still builds. The momentum will build. So, write down those things. So if you get a chance, like I said, write it down. Things that I want to achieve, things that I want to manifest, things that I want to have in my life. Write those things down, okay? And then what you're going to do actually is you're going to, if it's warm out, it's always nice if you can, go outside, and try to get, let's say, maybe a pot or something like that. But what you want to do, though, is you're going to end up burning that piece of paper, okay, eventually. But before you do that, actually, what you want to do is, let's say if you're in a chair or something like that, just reach out and just almost pretend or imagine as if there's an energetic sort of cord that is actually extending from, not really necessarily on the top of your head, but just a little bit further behind, okay? So just kind of extend out that little energetic cord and imagine yourself expanding, and just take a nice deep breath in and expand to almost as if you could feel yourself kind of like becoming like a balloon. And with every breath that you take, you are expanding to the size of the room, and then beyond the room, to the size of your house, to the size of your city, to the size of the planet. Take another deep breath in, and then you just expand yourself again. Expand yourself to beyond the moon, and beyond Jupiter. You've all seen those pictures, like whether it be in science or whether it be on TV or even on the internet or whatever, of what those planets look like. So expand beyond that, okay? And as you keep expanding, expand to the solar system. Keep reaching out and expand past the universe, beyond the galaxy. And then read to yourself those points. That's the important thing. You already know what you wrote down, but read those points to yourself. I want to manifest whatever, that new car. I want to manifest an extra $1,000 a month. I want to manifest whatever. Although I want is really not maybe the right term. How about I will? I will manifest. I will manifest this. I will manifest that. Put those things out there, okay, and breathe into them. Put your emotions into it. Why do you want them so much? The emotions are going to create some weight. They're going to create some rocket fuel to this stuff, and that's the thing here. You want to create rocket fuel, so put your emotions into it. If you wanted that extra $1,000 a month, then just say, like, that's it. I want it. I must have it. I will have it. And then you go on to the next one, that love of your life. I will manifest a wonderful person, mate, male, female, whatever, into my life to share, to put in all my love and my heart to. But put your emotions into it. Feel it. Almost imagine them standing there in front of you and feel the pull of those people coming to you that will match what it is that you're looking for. So after you go through that list, you're going to burn it. Okay, and do it safely, obviously. If you got a fire pit, if you got a pot, if you got something, set a fire to it. Now, for some of you, you may not be into prayer, you may not be into whatever, that's okay, but just ask for the universe to supply it. Write down, and then after everything is said and done, and you've put it out there, and you've burnt it, give thanks to the universe for listening. And then after you give thanks, obviously, clean up and, get ready for bed or whatever. And then when you're in bed, get a cheap book from the dollar store, like a notebook or something like that. That's all it takes. But write down those things that you're interested in getting. How am I going to get those? Where do I want to get them? Your mind is actually creating connections to all those things in regards to who it is it's going to connect to, what it is it's going to connect to, all those things. It's going to create those connections, and it will now start to become more aware of them. You are now going to start becoming more aware of how they can kind of, it's like synchronicities are going to start to happen. And because it is on a full moon, this is a fantastic time to do it. So let's do it. Let's make the conscious decision now to write these things down. Okay? I got another caller. 856, please, Roz, if you could.
Hi, Dennis. This is Laura in New Jersey.
Hi, Laura.
Hi.
And how are you? How are you today, Laura?
I'm good. How about yourself? Happy New Year.
And Happy New Year to you, too.
Thank
so,
you.
What can I do for you today?
Well, two things that I really want to achieve this year. I want to get a really good job.
Yeah.
And I want to buy a house.
Okay.
I was about to buy a house a few months ago, and the husband backed out at the last minute. And the realtor still thinks he's going to come around in the spring, but now I need a job. So I kind of want to know what you see for me on that front and whether or not I'm going to end up getting this house that I want so bad.
Okay. Okay, so job and house. I'm just going to give the cards a quick shuffle here as I've just been kind of doing that as you were talking. I do. Okay, I am getting you actually. Let's put it this way: I do see you getting this job. Okay, because of wow. Okay, yeah, because I'm getting money coming to you, for starters. So the job is coming. I'm also getting, let's put it this way, pretty much all the things that you kind of want coming to you. Wow, you're actually going to manage, you got some really good cards. Okay.
Oh, wow. Well, that's
this is just, basic, plain and simple sort of thing. But the thing is that what it comes down to, those, is that I'm getting you with money. I'm getting you with, you achieving all the things that you kind of want to have. When it comes to, let's say, for example, even with the house, I'm definitely getting that because I'm even with... I'm just seeing you really happy and content, and that's the thing here, okay? But what I do want to say, though, is just, okay, put that in, as I was just kind of talking just a few minutes ago. Get these things out, okay? You got to write them down, okay? What it is that you're looking for, what kind of job it is that you're looking for as well. Try to kind of visualize yourself kind of doing something that you want to do, okay? Because I'm actually kind of getting here that there is going to be some changes within you that are actually going to bring about, I guess you could say, because this is a time for rebirth for you in a lot of ways, okay? And I actually kind of getting you kind of going through a little bit of a rebirth type process. And by that, I actually mean that there is going to be, you to, let's put it this way, rethink of what it is that and how you've done things in the past, and kind of go, okay, well, this wasn't serving me. Now I'm going to do this and try it this way. Okay, so what I am kind of getting those is that, yes, you are going to achieve all these things, but like I said, there is, this, I guess you could say, a reinvention of yourself, rebirth of yourself sort of thing. Okay. Mm-hmm. Now, in regards to the job, yes, I am getting you doing that fairly quickly here. I'm actually getting that there's somebody who's going to help you with that, because that's interesting. I'm just kind of feeling like law, or something with the law around you, and I don't know why I'm getting that.
Well, so I developed training, and I'm looking for a training manager role or change management. I have trained legal people on how to use software.
Okay.
And I worked for a woman who was a lawyer at a company.
Okay.
And I'm wondering, now, I had an interview with another company.
Yes.
Back in October, and they said that they were just forecasting, but they weren't hiring yet at that point, which I didn't know because I thought I was actually being interviewed for a real job at that time. But she said that they were forecasting. Now, the funny thing is, this woman who's a lawyer, at one point in time, she interviewed with this company and was seriously contemplating working for them. So I'm wondering, do you think they might have reached out to her for a reference or something, and I don't know about it?
Well, I am getting something like that's a little vague, to be honest with you. It just feels like there is a legal or law sort of connection somewhere around you, okay? And that's the thing here. So they could be, let's say, like you say, maybe reaching out to her as a reference. I am getting something, though, fairly soon, because I am getting that there is a male sort of, I guess you could say, person who's, let's put it this way, they're just very, they just think. They're very analytical. They don't rush decisions, that sort of type of person.
So I was contacted a few months ago also by a law firm in Philadelphia, that was looking for I think it was like a training director or something like that.
Okay.
But salary wasn't quite right. It did sound like they might come back and revisit the opportunity with me, though.
Okay.
So maybe that's what's picking up. Do you think that might be it?
It's a possibility, yes. I am, like I said, there is something there with it. So what I do want to say is that, okay, if they did approach you maybe a few months back, maybe it's not a bad thing for you to actually approach them again and just ask, like, hey, like, have you guys thought about this or not? At least this way you can, scratch that off your list, if anything. I'm just getting that there is going to be a big change here for you, okay? So now in regards to work, it could be... I'm still getting you training. I'm still seeing you like in that sort of position. So I don't see you like changing your job qualities. But definitely but I am getting you like there is I almost want to say that there is a move involved.
Okay, so when you say there's a move involved, maybe that's because the house that I want to buy is a local move. But are you thinking it's an out-of-state move? Or
I almost want to say it may come down to as an out-of-state move.
Okay, well that would be a completely different thing altogether then.
It's a possibility there. The only reason why I'm saying that is that I am getting distance. Because I'm just feeling like a distance in between, and I'm just kind of seeing and that kind of goes in line with, I guess you could say, like this whole rebirth, renewal sort of thing coming out of you, because it's almost like when you move, this will be like a chance for you to kind of like, okay, here we go, we're going to start fresh, we're going to go for it, and here we are, sort of thing. Just throwing that out there.
Okay. How soon do you think? You think it's going to be soon? Yeah, relatively soon, or a couple of months. What do you think?
Well, like I said, I am getting a little bit of waiting, though, yet, because I am kind of getting a little bit of that at the beginning here. But I do see it starting to pick up some steam. Possibly by the end of the month. Okay.
Okay. And then the rebirth thing that you mentioned. That
kind of falls in line with the other stuff. I think. I it just feels like there's like with you getting a new position or within a new company, as well as, let's say, for example, like moving household and so forth. Like I said, it feels like that's kind of part of the rebirth, renewal sort of process here. Okay.
Yeah. But you said you saw something around law.
Well, that's the thing. I'm getting like there's something with a lawyer, law, something legal around you, sort of thing. So keep that in mind.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that might be something to do with inheritance or something coming down the pike. So maybe that doesn't have anything to do with job.
Well, if you are looking at that, there is. Well, I did see that you were going to be getting some money. Like I am seeing you like attaining money. Okay. Now, initially, I'm thinking like, yes, that was coming through work or whatever. But if you are looking in, let's say, if there is an inheritance coming, well, there's a possibility of that too then, right? Like it all
but I still need the job. I really want the job. So
absolutely. Yeah.
So I was hoping, it's convoluted. Like I don't know what to think. I hope the job's coming.
Well, the biggest thing is just like, okay, like I said, like write down what it is that you want. Like, okay, yes, you want the job, but what kind of job are you looking for? You see what I mean? write it down too. Is like, okay, well, where am I looking for it? Like, or how am I going to get it? Like, are you open to, let's say, for example, moving, or are you not?
I mean,
you see what I mean? Like,
do you think it's north or south when you say out of state? You think it's north or south? Because I'm in New Jersey.
Okay. Actually, I'm kind of getting you a little. Actually, I want to say southwest-ish.
Oh. Southwest-ish.
Yeah.
What do you,
I don't know what's over there.
When you say southwest, what do you mean by that, though? Because that's a lot of states west of me. Like
okay, well, it doesn't feel that far from you. Let's put it that way. Like I would say, let's say the next state over.
Okay, maybe Pennsylvania then, maybe.
That could very well be, yeah. I'm just not familiar with the American geography sort of thing. Like, I'm roughly familiar, but not overly familiar. Let's put it that way.
Well, one state over is not bad.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be that far. Like you're not moving across the country. Let's put it that way. I'm not getting that.
Okay.
But it just feels like it's, yeah.
Thanks, Dennis.
Okay. You're very welcome.
Happy New Year.
Same to you. Okay. Don't worry. Things are going to come.
Thanks.
They will. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay. So, and, geez Louise, where's the hour gone? We only got 9 minutes left. Huh. Go figure. So, anyway, well, let's take one more quick call. What the hey? Let's, do we have 256, please?
Hello?
Hello.
Hi.
How are you? Hi. And your name is?
My name is Keisha.
Hi, Keisha. So what can I do for you today?
Well, I'm also moving, and I'm wondering, do you see me getting into a house right away, or do you see me kind of getting into temporary housing until I find a house in the area?
Temporary housing or permanent housing right away? Okay, let's give the cards a shuffle on that one. Okay. Actually, my first instinct, before I even look at the cards here, it's actually kind of telling me that you're actually going to be getting something permanent. Because it just feels like there is going to be an opportunity that's going to come up where you're going to be, like something is going to be there where it'll be like, oh, okay, this is kind of a bonus, and next thing you know, it'll be permanent sort of thing. It just feels like there's going to be a deal, okay? Like you're going to find a good deal or something like that.
Rent to own. Okay.
Yeah. But just what I am kind of getting, though, is just, make certain that everything falls within your budget, okay? Like plan it properly, okay? And that's all I'm trying to get at here is just make certain that you're planning things like you're kind of, got all your T's and I's crossed and dotted.
That's what I'm asking, because I won't have all that stuff.
Okay.
But yeah.
So the thing is, though, is that there is some good stuff there that is coming, like I said. But like I said, just keep your eyes open, okay? Like, don't jump at the first thing, okay? And that's the thing here. Just take your time, like be patient. If you have, if you have to get into something temporarily, I don't think you're going to be in there for very long. Let's put it that way.
Will it be an apartment or a house, do you think? Well, it's rent to own. It has to be a house. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. What I am kind of getting those is, like I said, just take your time. Okay, that's the important thing. Kind of weigh your options, make certain that the ones that you're looking at are actually going to be, like, one, in your price range, but two, something that you can manage down the road as well. Make certain that all the things that, like, because remember, if you're doing like a house, like, you got to take care of things like roofs and windows and all those fun things that go along with it. So, because I do see you actually, like, in a smaller house. But like I said, just make certain that everything is kind of, like, okay with it. Okay? Just do your research, make certain you do your due diligence on it, and I think you're going to be fine. I think there's going to be something there for you.
Yeah, I know. I'm worrying. I know.
Well, try not to worry too much. I think it's going to come, but like I said, if you take your time, you weigh the pros and the cons of the different places, I think you're going to find something that's actually going to be well within your price range and something that you're actually going to be very happy with. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Sounds great.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. You have a great day.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Happy New Year's. Bye.
Same to you. Okay, so that was pretty much our last caller of the night, I guess, and I do want to thank everybody for listening in or calling in anyway. That is wonderful. I do appreciate that, and I am grateful for all of you out there. The biggest thing, like I said, over the next little while, I got some really cool things actually going to start to happen. Starting in March over in Stouffville, I'm actually going to be running a tarot training course. It'll be kind of like the first of, hopefully, of a few, where, like, it'll be kind of like a basic tarot course to kind of get a person involved with it. I'm also kind of maybe exploring at doing something like this online as well. So if you are interested in it, drop me a note, drop me a line just to say, hey, I'd like to sign up for it or whatever. Let's put it this way. Like I said, if it's online, it's not going to be like a recording or anything like that. So it is going to be, you're going to get some feedback back and forth with me. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm also doing my online psychic development as well with people, so that if you are interested in that as well, like I said, contact me, and we can get you set up on that as well, which I'm going to be doing at least once a month anyway, because intuition, when you get to the nuts and the bolts of things, when you start to feel the energy of things, it'll help guide you. Okay, this is like a GPS for you. Like, it's not just for your car, but this is a GPS for your own life. And that's the cool thing about this. So when you start to tap into it, you will actually start being guided, okay, slowly. You may get a little nudge or a little push one way or the other to say, like, okay, which way should I go? And you may feel like, that doesn't feel right, or that feels good. You learn how to pay attention to those things, and that's the beauty of intuition. That's the beauty of psychic work. Like you'll learn how to use it for your own self, plus too to help others. Like one way or the other. Yes, we had a lot of phone calls today about people, like, in regards to careers or moves or something like that, or maybe love life. Yes, that's kind of, I guess you could say, the basics of it, because those are things that people are very interested in. But when you get beyond that, once you start getting comfortable with who you are, maybe you start to look at, okay, what's the prime moving force in the universe? What is my connection with it? And then all of a sudden you start to open up to it. I know a lot of people have been exploring, I guess you could say, that aspect of themselves more so over the past, let's say, for example, couple of years. But it has been starting since, since time began pretty much, but it kind of comes in blocks and chunks. And as time goes on, like just recently, like the past couple of years, a lot more people have been opening up and becoming more aware. And I'm here to help you to, I guess you could say, navigate the waters a little bit. So, with that being said, it is now pretty much time for us to go. I do thank Roz, my wonderful producer, for doing this every week. Let's put it this way, she's a wonderful lady who does this type of stuff, I guess you could say, on a week-to-week basis, with not just for me, but for others as well. So I thank her. I thank all of you for let's get this other year started. Let's get rolling here. And I also thank the universe for helping me and giving me the guidance to help you. Thank you, and I'll see you again next week. Bye-bye.
Get to Old Navy now for up to 75% off clearance. Get the styles you've been craving at amazing prices with up to 75% off all clearance right now in stores and online at OldNavy.com. But don't wait. Deals this great won't last. Hurry in. Valid 12/26 to 2/2. Get to Old Navy now for up to 75% off clearance. Get the styles you've been craving at amazing prices with up to 75% off all clearance right now in stores and online at OldNavy.com. But don't wait. Deals this great won't last. Hurry in. Valid 12/26 to 2/2.